I'm Bill Valerio, the director of Woodmere Art Museum, where we tell the stories of Philadelphia's art and artists. An important figure, an artist who made his mark on Philadelphia, was Sam Feinstein. He organized and led Group 55, and this was the abstract painters group of our city who, in 1955, created a movement to show their work and bring what was then a new and challenging kind of art, abstraction, to our city.
As a leader and founder of Group 55, he had a major voice in Philadelphia during the 1950s. I have a review that says anybody who knows anything about abstract art knows Sam Feinstein, and goes on and on talking about him, and that was 1958. Sam was of the generation, I think it was an entire generation, that really believed so much in the power of culture and the power of painting and art and music to uplift people, to really alter civilization, to bring it to a higher level.
I, in fact, just this morning thought of the idea, why did they call it Group 55? It's because they felt that abstract art was the art for now, their present time. And it was really important for people to understand that and to see how it fit with the other arts at the time, with architecture and music, and actually other things like poetry and science. All these things were happening and changing in 1955, and they felt they were in tune with it and wanted people to understand that. There was a positive impetus to it, but they were thinking and writing about, the Cold War and the atomic bomb and all the anti-communist things, which have impacted a lot of the artists and the way they felt about the world. There were a lot of negative things going on, too.
The paintings of Group 55 are energetic, gestural, and bold. These are worldly people, artists who have already had dramatic life experiences. Feinstein, as well as Sanford Greenberg, served in World War II. Raymond Hendler had as well, and he also lived in Paris and opened a gallery there. Other artists like Quita Brodhead, Jane Piper, and Abraham Hankins lived and showed their work in Paris and in other European cities, and were part of conversations with artists of an international avant-garde. They also knew and were part of what was going on in New York, the New York School, and abstract expressionism. But in Philadelphia, unlike in New York, women artists were important organizers and members. Margot Allman is the last living member of Group 55, and she just recently had an exhibition of her work at the Delaware Art Museum. Feinstein's own works are large and exuberant, made on an ambitious scale that expresses his goal to transform the culture of Philadelphia itself, jolting it with a new kind of art that would open Philadelphians' minds to new creative languages and a new kind of self-expression built on the potential of abstraction.
Right away when they started in January 1956, had an exhibition of the members and had planned a forum, which was a discussion among artists, and then they expanded it to other people, to laymen. The first one, though, had Louis Kahn and George Rochberg, who were friends of Sam Feinstein, talking about architecture, music, trying to talk about how all the arts were changing. And then a lot of discussion of the paintings, and they wanted to have paintings around them at the forums. So the first forum, people were so interested in it. They only had the little gallery space. They turned 200 people away. I mean, to me, that's amazing. How many people were excited about this?
He knew that abstract art was a challenge for people. And he had many conversations with composer friends who were doing modern music. And his friend Louis Kahn, who at the time was not particularly famous, but also striving for something that transcended the immediate. They both believed that order is, and that art conveys that. believed that color actually was the medium in which to convey energy, vibrance.
Personally, I think when I was researching, these artists are beautiful artists, beautiful paintings. People love their work, enjoy them so much. You know, they did not get written into the books about abstract expressionism. They were like part of that movement, second generation abstract expressionists. Some of their work is as high quality as any of the artists that are in the Museum of Modern Art. And they kind of did not get written into that history in the same way, just from that being a little, not that far away from New York. But really, they're part of that story.
It's a challenging time today with social distance rules, but the museum is open, and the tangibility of this art speaks to us in today's terms about how art could speak to the times, open the mind to new ways of thinking, and thereby bring about social change.